are you unmuted?
I think so. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hello, Kierra.
How are you?
Good. How are you? So why don't you first just give us an intro to who you are and what your business is? Let's give you a big shout out highlight of the amazingness that you do in this world.
Hello, I'm Kierra. I worked with Alessandra for 7 months privately this year. She's amazing. Excited to share my testimony about her and the brilliant work that she does. But I'm a business mentor and mindset strategy mentor for creative spirits. So I work heavily with photographers, artists, healers, people that don't fit the normal mold of, entrepreneur. And we just let our wildness fly and heal our relationship with money and do all of the fun things so that they can live their art and they don't have to squeeze their life into the business. Our goal is to make our business fit into our life. So that's what I do.
Oh my gosh, I love that phrase, live your art. That is like so powerful. I love it so much. All righty. So I just have some questions for you. I want to keep this short and sweet and powerful so I don't take too much of your time. So where were you in your coaching business before we began Money Breathwork?
Oh, this is funny. So I have been a photographer for like 12 years, and I had dabbled into body image coaching because I specialize in boudoir, so intimate women's portraiture, helping gain confidence. So the body image coaching was an easy segue. And I then morphed into a mentor for boudoir photographers. But I had a baby last year. She's 18 months today, actually.
Oh, yay.
I took a break from shooting photography. I took a break from coaching. And then in April, I did like a 4-week Money Breathwork, like private thing with you. And I was like, yeah, no, this is really good. We should keep going.
Yeah.
And my coaching business didn't exist. Like it had just stalled. And I was like, yeah, let's create an offer. And then did 10K in 10 days. So it was like on a pause. It was at zero. It was bringing in no income.
And I really do want to highlight this, that it didn't come out of nowhere. I mean, she had grown a beautiful audience. She had put out coaching offers in the past, but she hadn't been doing it, right? Like you hadn't been showing up. You hadn't had an offer yet. And it took that commitment to say, okay, I want an offer. Like, let's start doing this. And she made 10K in 10 days. Do you remember what your biggest cash month was while we were actively doing our work, Money Breathwork together?
For just coaching income, it was 18,000.
Oh my gosh. So she went from that zero to biggest month of 18,000. And I think your average was around 10 to 12 throughout our time together.
Yep.
Right. And so now that you've created your foundation with Money Breathwork and the work that we did, where are you and your business now? What successes are you celebrating now?
So many, a lot. Just compounded consistency has been amazing. So last month I launched my first mastermind for boudoir photographers, and I sold out every single spot.
Oh my gosh.
It was incredible. It was my biggest launch to date. I now have a membership for boudoir photographers, and people sign up without even messaging me. Like they just find the link and they show up. Like last night, somebody signed up at 2 a.m. and I was like,
oh my gosh.
What? And that was something that we worked so specifically on, was like my magnetization and just holding the belief that there are so many people in my audience. That was one of my like struggle pain points of like, if they're not messaging me right now, they're not. And you were like, no, there are people in your field right now. And, 9 months later from our very first day in April or whatever it was, here it is. My coaching income has now matched my photography income. And some months.
Gosh. That is incredible. And the key here, I really want to highlight, is the compounded work. It's like you went all in on this work. Like we breathed weekly. You would revisit your own sessions. You were in my Voxer saying, hey, what should I breathe now? Which one should I go back to? You were breathing the money magnet sessions. Like you really doubled down on breathwork being your catalyst. Like it obviously spurred on many coaching conversations, and we would set our intentions based on like that intention of like, there's so many people in my audience. So what role do you believe that money breathwork played in your exponential growth and success?
Oh, a huge I still rebreathe our breath works like when I'm in a funk because it gets me out of my head. I love to try to figure out the how. And we joked about this that I can coach my clients all day long.
Yep.
It's not your job to figure out the how, but getting myself through it, nope, can't do it. So we used breath work to drop into my body. And that is where my very first like large program, Dragon Theory, came through in a breath session. I was like, this is weird. This doesn't make any sense. I don't know anything about dragons. And the entire program was born through it, and like a modality and connection from that. So getting out of my head was something I couldn't do in my journal. I couldn't do it in a regular coaching session. I've worked with like tons of mentors before over the course of my years, and a strategy session did not have the impact that the compounded breathwork did.
Oh my gosh. Yes. So where do you think you'd be right now without money breathwork?
Burnt out shooting a bunch of boudoir sessions, because the reason I shifted into mentoring is because I wanted to be with my baby, and I can Voxer clients during her nap. I can schedule at my own pace. I don't have to be at the studio at 10 a.m. when the light is perfect. Like I have more home time, and I think I would be resentful to my career if I didn't have.
Oh my gosh. So good. And so one thing that I want to highlight, especially because we were just talking about the armors of smallness, because it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, like you were saying. There were some days when it was really hard, right? Like we see Kierra's success, we see her expansion, we see her going from 0 to 10K to 17K to 18K, right? Now, like doubling that in huge sales months, right? We see that. But behind the scenes, there was a lot going on. And so we breathed a lot on this stuff, right? And the one thing that I feel like we kept coming back to was the armor of the fear of success, right? And as you were getting bigger, we kept, and I didn't have the armors then when we were working together, but that was the fear of success. And our intention that I think we did multiple sessions on, we went deeper into, was it's safe to expand, right? And so what role do you think that money breathwork played in your ability to begin to heal and expand and find safety in your expansion, to find safety in your success?
Definitely a huge role. So December is on track. We're over 60K in sales right now. So I'm looking at 100K sales month.
Holy moly.
I know, which is crazy when it was like 0 in April. But all of the times that I popped into you and I was like, I'm mad. Like, just tell me what to do. And you're like, go do breath work. And I'm like, I don't want to do that.
Of course not.
Comfortable. That got my nervous system safe. Like, I'm not afraid of this money, like leaving my bank account or a big expense popping up, because I've proven to myself it's always coming back. Like it's just energy. There's so much. And we settled my nervous system, and now like it's receiving, it's coming in, and it's been fun and spacious. And my motto is December is magic, because I have just opened myself up because of all of the work that we did the rest of the year. I didn't wake up on December 1st and say, it's going to be 100K sales month. It's compounded consistency leading up to this and getting my nervous system safe enough to hold and to receive.
Oh my gosh. Because also I want to highlight, like, if you had gotten that, 60K sales, 100K sales on day one, you might have ran and hid like
up and just sabotage the heck out of it.
Yeah. And you know what, now that I think about it, like, I think that that's what happened kind of before we started working together, because we met in a mastermind. I know Kierra would have some success and she'd have people sign up with her, and then she'd like disappear,
I,
you know?
I would pop off. I would stop the big wave from coming in. And that is my form of personal sabotage. It's like, here you go, best month ever. Now run and hide so you can prove to yourself that it doesn't work.
Mm. And now you have breath work. Now you have this tool that stops that in its tracks. You might like have the thoughts for a little bit, but then you have this tool and this, mechanism to use within you so that you get to actually start receiving more and more and more. So beautiful. I have one last question for you. This has been so incredible. What would you say to those who are contemplating using money breathwork for their business expansion?
Mm. The easy thing to say would be to just do it. But like, that's what people expect from a testimony. They're like, yeah, they tell you to just do it. So I would say allow yourself to get uncomfortable, because those were the most vulnerable moments. It took me through some really big upheavals because it brought out my shadows, my deepest depths that I kept running from. So had I just done the 4 weeks, or had I just, played small, let myself be safe in the up and downs of running away from success, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So if you're ready to do it, allow yourself to get uncomfortable. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You stay exactly where you are. And then you're just still in this cycle. So if you have done the free rounds in here, if you've done any of the pre-recorded and it's resonating, like, just use that as a sign that this could be your modality that takes you to that next expansion. Because I just thought it was something fun. I always like trying new things. And then I was like, oh, this is deeper. There's something else here. So I would say go for it. And that's coming from somebody being really real and honest of like, there are moments when it's not fun and it's really hard. And it is the compounded consistency that's going to give you the sustainable breakthroughs.
Oh my gosh, so beautiful. And I love that you highlighted. It's not, like I said, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. This is hard work. This isn't just passive journaling in your journal. This isn't even like passive coaching. You can have a coach that coaches you really hard too. But like you were saying earlier, like you never got as much out of a coaching session with really great coaches than you have doing compounded breath work. So thank you so much, Kierra. I love you so much. I love seeing your success. I love seeing the joy and magic that is now manifesting in your life. So thank you so very much.
Thank you for having me. I love you. I love watching your amazingness spread throughout the world. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much.